This is Smart Consulting Sourcing, the only podcast about consulting procurement or how to buy consulting services. You'll get tips on how to use consulting, buy consulting, and managing the consulting. And now your host, Helene Lafitte.
Welcome back to Smart Consulting Sourcing, the definitive podcast for insight into the world of consulting procurement. I'm Helene, your host, here to guide you through the ever-evolving consulting landscape. So in today's episode, we're taking a deep dive into the current state of the consulting market. We'll explore the latest trends, shifts in demand, and the impact of technological advancements on consulting services. From the growing influence of digitalization to the rise of niche consulting firms, we'll cover what's shaping the industry today. So whether you're a procurement professional, a business leader, or just curious about the consulting world, this episode is packed with valuable insight to help you navigate the dynamic consulting field. But before we dive into the mysteries of the consulting landscape, let's briefly revisit our last episode for context. So the consulting journey dates back centuries, evolving from advisors to royalty to modern-day strategic experts. Marked by an extraordinary ability to adapt, the industry has consistently aligned with changing economic conditions, technological progress, and shifting societal values. This resilience has cemented its role as a facilitator of business transformation and a guide through period of change. So today, consulting is navigating a new era of diversification and digitalization. The advent of AI, machine learning, and the rise of macro consulting are redefining the landscape, offering more agile, personalized, technologically integrated consulting solutions. The ongoing story of consulting is one of continuous reinvention, responding innovatively to the dynamic needs of the business world. So it's a narrative of an industry not just surviving, but thriving by embracing new methodologies and technologies. So did you miss the latest episode of our podcast? So catch up anytime on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube. Explore in-depth insights into consulting at consultingquest.com, where you'll find valuable resources like white papers, ebooks, and episode transcripts. Your thoughts matter to us. Share your feedback with a review and help us continue delivering high-quality content. If you're interested in enhancing your consulting skills, you can join our coming workshop on effective negotiations and RFP creation. For more details and registration, contact us at hcl@consultingquest.com. Let's learn and grow together in the world of consulting procurement. But back to today's topic, the intricacies of the consulting market as it stands today. So do I need to convince you of the importance of knowing the consulting market, whether you're a procurement leader or a client for these services? I think not. In an industry as complex and dynamic as consulting, staying informed about the market isn't just beneficial, it's essential. It's the difference between making strategic, well-informed decisions and shooting in the dark. So today we're going to peel back the layers of the consulting market today, examining the trends, challenges, and opportunities that are shaping our industry. Let's dive into the heart of the consulting market and discover what it takes to navigate it successfully. So as you likely know, this market is dotted with some heavyweight names, each bringing its own flavor and expertise to the table. Let's start with the NBP group. McKinsey, Boston Consulting Group, BCG, and Bain & Company. These firms are often referred to as the pure players in strategy consulting. They are renowned for their rigorous analytical methodologies and prestigious client portfolios. While their services might appear similar at a glance, each of these firms has carved out its own niche with distinct methodologies and strengths. For instance, McKinsey is known for its deep analytical approach and extensive research. BCG for its innovative strategy and focus on enabling client capabilities. And Bain for its collaborative approach and emphasis on practical, actionable insight. So we expand our lens, we see other notable strategy-focused firms like Oliver Wyman, Booz Allen Hamilton Kearney, LEK Consulting, and Rodenberger. Each of these firms bring a unique set of expertise and methodologies that differentiate them in the market. For Oliver Wyman's focus on financial services to Kearney's operation expertise, these firms provide tailored solutions that resonate with their specific client base. Moving on, we have the Big Four: Deloitte, PwC, EY, and KPMG. These firms are what we can call hybrid players. They offer a mix of tax, audit, and consulting services. Their consulting arms have been growing rapidly, leveraging the firm's extensive global network and resources. They provide a range of services from strategy to technology consulting, often integrating their audit and tax expertise to offer comprehensive solutions. There's also Accenture, the powerhouse in technology consulting and digital transformation. So Accenture has made a name for itself with a strong focus on implementing technology solutions from cloud services to AI and digital marketing. Let's not overlook the rise of boutique consulting firms. These smaller, specialized firms are making significant inroads into the market, often offering deep expertise in specific industries or functions. They challenge the large players with their agility, personalized service, and innovative approaches. As you can see, while the big names in consulting might seem similar at first glance, a deeper dive reveals a diverse landscape of methodologies, specializations, and strengths. And understanding these nuances is crucial for anyone engaging in the consulting procurement process. Now, let's talk numbers. The consulting market is a vast ocean with varying estimates of its size. Some sources like Statista gauge it at around 160 billion in 2020, while others like Plunkett Research suggest a heftier 500 billion in 2021. Why such a range? Well, it boils down to how we define management consulting. So at Consulting Quest, we peg the global market at about $300 billion, focusing on key areas like finance, technology, and strategy, clearing off of sectors like engineering consulting. Despite the jolts from the COVID-19 pandemic, the consulting industry has demonstrated a remarkable resilience. We're looking at a compound annual growth rate between 5 and 8%, suggesting that the market could surpass 400 billion mark by 2025. That's not just growth, that's thriving in the face of adversity. So what's fueling this growth? The digital revolution is playing a major role. It's transforming industry at a breakneck pace, and businesses are leaning heavily on consulting to guide them through this digital transformation. Emerging markets and developing economies are also key players in this narrative. They're growing rapidly, much faster than advanced economies, and this is opening up a plethora of opportunities for consulting firms. Let's consider global events like the COVID-19 pandemic and the Ukraine conflict. They aren't just headlines. They are reshaping the consulting landscape. There's further demand for expertise in strategic planning, risk management, and crisis response. In these uncertain times, businesses are increasingly turning to consultants for guidance. So, in a nutshell, this consulting industry is like a chameleon, constantly adapting to the changing business environment. It's more than just surviving, it's about being a step ahead, ready to embrace change and guide businesses through uncharted waters. And that, dear listeners, is the real story of the consulting market today. But now let's take a global tour and understand how the consulting market varies across different regions. So did you know that management consulting actually originated in North America? So it's no surprise then that it remains the largest market for consulting services today. The United States in particular is a powerhouse with the highest number of consultants and revenue generation in the world. Here, consulting services have evolved beyond being a novelty, focusing on areas like digitization, innovation, and technological advancement. Europe presents a fascinating dichotomy in the consulting world. Western Europe boasts mature markets with a steady pace of growth, while Eastern Europe, with its emerging economies, is witnessing rapid expansion. However, the scale of growth in Eastern Europe is on a smaller base than its Western counterpart. This region is a blend of established consulting practices and burgeoning new opportunities. The Middle East, particularly led by Saudi and the UAE, is experiencing a surge in consulting demand, thanks primarily to extensive industrialization projects led by the governments. These initiatives are not just transforming the physical landscape, but also are creating a fertile ground for consulting services, covering a broad spectrum from strategy to technology implementation. Now, moving to Latin America, this region has shown remarkable resilience through the COVID-19 crisis. While it remains a smaller market for consulting compared to others, its recovery trajectory has been better than expected. Brazil continues to be a key player, but there's growing potential throughout the region as businesses seek to rebuild and re-strategize post-pandemic. Now, Asia Pacific is an exciting region in the consulting sphere. Initially driven by Western companies seeking local consulting expertise, the market is now seeing an uptick in demand from local businesses as well. This shift signals a maturing market where domestic companies increasingly recognize the value of consulting services for their growth and competitiveness. In Africa consulting market, particularly in North Africa, Nigeria, and South Africa, is also on the rise. This growth is spurred by a mix of economic development, increased foreign investment, and a growing appetite for strategic and operational improvement among local businesses. So Africa, a diverse market, offers many opportunities for consulting firms ready to navigate its unique challenges and potential. Now, let's delve into the current trends that are reshaping the consulting industry and cast a glance at what the future might hold. One of the most striking trends is the blurring lines between IT and management consulting. Digitalization, once a niche, is now a central part of almost all consulting offers. This integration has set the stage for an impending clash between the traditional management consultancies, which are rapidly building their digital capabilities, and established digital players now venturing into strategy consulting. This crossover signals a potential battleground where firms will vie to offer a more holistic suite of services. The consulting value chain is undergoing a transformation. Previously, clients relied on consultants for data analysis, market research, and expert insight. But now, these services are directly accessible, bypassing traditional consulting avenues. And this shift opens up new opportunities for clients, also challenges consulting firms to redefine their value proposition. Artificial intelligence is revolutionizing the consulting industry, particularly in data analysis. However, its full impact remains to be seen. Current limitations, such as the accuracy of information and confidentiality concerns, hint at the need for more refinement. But there's no doubt that AI's influence will continue to grow, potentially reshaping the consulting landscape in profound ways. Sustainability, too, is emerging as a significant focus area. Recognizing its importance, leading strategy consulting firms are actively acquiring ESG talent. And these moves indicate a shift toward embedding sustainability into everyday strategic planning, reflecting the growing demand from clients to address environmental and social governance in their business models. So the future of consulting is poised for significant evolution, and we can expect a continued integration of technology, a stronger emphasis on sustainability, and perhaps a new wave of specialization as firms strive to differentiate themselves. So the industry must also grapple with ethical concerns and the ongoing challenge of adapting to rapid technological changes. So as we conclude today's insightful exploration of the consulting industry, let's focus on the essential takeaways that are vital for you to remember. The consulting market is not just about the big names, but boutique firms are increasingly significant, offering deep specialization and innovative solutions. And remember that each firm has unique methodologies and strengths. Also, Consulting industry is not static. It's continuously evolving. The rise of digital technologies and sustainability concerns are reshaping consulting services. So keep an eye on how strategic consultancies and digital players increasingly overlap in their offerings. The consulting needs and specialties vary significantly across regions. Emerging markets are becoming growth hotspots, offering new opportunities for consulting firms and their clients. Watch for growth trend in regions like Asia, Pacific, and Africa. Digitalization is now a standard part of consulting offers, indicating a slow merger of IT and management consulting. And AI, though still in its early stages, is starting to make a visible impact, particularly in data analysis. The changing value chain means direct access to services like market research and expertise, presenting new client opportunities. So prepare for a changing landscape with a battle between strategy and digital players, traditional players, and new business models. Sustainability is also becoming integral to business strategy, and consulting firms are adapting quickly to this change. As we look ahead, remember that the consulting industry is a vital part of the global business ecosystem, constantly adapting and evolving to meet new challenges and opportunities. So keep these points in mind as you navigate the complex consulting world. And join us next time on Smart Consulting Sourcing as we delve into is consulting being disrupted. We're set to explore critical shifts in the consulting industry. We're going to examine in more detail the impact of AI, the evolving consulting value chain, and the implications for clients. So stay tuned for a journey into the heart of modern consulting. Thanks again for joining me on this episode through the consulting market. Your thoughts and feedbacks are always welcome. So feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn or drop an email at hcl@consultingquest.com. You know, I'm always game for a chat. Until next time, stay safe and keep up the smart consulting sourcing game. Au revoir for now and happy sourcing.
You've been listening to Smart Consulting Sourcing, the only podcast about consulting procurement. We hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, hit the website at consultingquest.com. Find us on LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. For questions and comments, send an email to ellen.lafitte@consultingquest.com. See you next time.